Hey everyone, this section right here is actually where we originally had our tent and our outdoor kitchen, and we're actually converting it, and we're going to turn this area into our garden. We're going to do raised beds in here. The water trough thing, we actually found it on the property, so we're probably actually going to use it for a raised bed. Most of it actually looked like this, with a lot of folded down grass all around it, so I've been going through with a scythe and started cleaning it up, and that is the result so far. We've got this thicket over here. These things are nasty. I don't like them because they've got these branches on them that are like super sharp, and so when you're working with them, they like to stab you. So I've been going through and trying to clean up those as well. But we're just getting this working on, so that hopefully when it actually warms up, we can start planting. Yeah, so that's what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now after I've done some scything. So this area, we're actually going to extend this garden out, and we're just going to do raised beds the whole thing, because the soil here is terrible. It's all clay, nothing except for grass and weeds grows really well here. And then what we're actually going to do is this section over here, going out about 20 feet, we're actually going to put a chicken coop right here, and eventually there's actually going to be 2 chicken coops, one here and one there. And this area right here in front of here is actually going to be where the chicken run is. But we're going to do a moat system, and that's where you have 2 fences that are like 5 feet apart. That way deer, since deer they won't jump something if there's a depth to it. So if there's another object on the other side, they're timid and they won't jump it. So we're actually going to do one fence here and then another fence 5 feet away from that, and it'll create basically this moat channel that's going to go all the way around and connect back into here. And the chickens, and we're also going to get turkeys, are going to have full access to all of that, so they'll help keep down the bugs and stuff. They're going to try and get to the garden, and hopefully the double fence will also prevent rabbits and other small critters from trying to get to the garden. We have a lot of rabbits, and because we have a lot of rabbits, coyotes, and we have a bobcat that we know about that does live on the property and has been working on the rabbit population. So I've still got a lot of work to do. I got a lot more scything, but we're actually going to take some of these T-posts out, not that far side, that north side, but the ones that run this way and on the other side, and those are what we're going to use for the fence. I mowed the front lawn today by hand with the scythe. It took me a little bit to get it done, but this is all bluegrass. This is what happens if you let it grow too long, and then winter over, it turns into like wheat stalks, and then that's really annoying to cut. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. So Monday I'll come in and rake it. We got this grove of trees right here. We're actually going to cut these guys down. We're going to use them as posts. But me and Nissa have spent the last week and a half working in here to get this all cleared out. And you can kind of see there's vines. This whole thing was just overgrown with vines in here. We got a big brush pile that we're going to be burning, but we're going to cut down these cedar trees, and then there's one honey locust in here. And for those of you who have not seen a honey locust, they have these daggers and they are extremely sharp. They will kill you. I was told, I did some research and found out they actually would use these as staples for shingles when they were building cabins back in the day. I mean, even the branches look like they're going to kill you. It's not a very friendly tree. Apparently the wood is really nice though. It's a really pretty wood, but this whole section we've got lots of stumps and stuff, and I mean there will be the stumps from these guys, but we're gonna collect all the brush, bring it into this area. Like there's all the stumps over there, and we're just gonna burn this whole section to try and hopefully get rid of the vines, because we're gonna want to be able to extend the garden out, but hopefully one day bring the chickens into this area, or even livestock, and then the next, after we get these done, then we've got some random trees and stuff that we'll cut down, do the same thing, clear all this out and try and make it nice, and then hopefully by April we'll have the garden extended, a fence around it, and hopefully we'll get some chickens and turkeys in. I got a couple days off, so I really wanted to tackle a couple things. So we got some IBC totes. Neighbors got a connection, so we picked up a couple. We're gonna clean out one of these, and we're actually gonna start stock water so that we have one of these for the amount of water we go through. It's about a month's supply, maybe just a little bit more. Nissa would like to turn one of them into a rain catchment thing, for storing all of our rainwater, and then this one will probably actually stick over by the garden, so that we've got a lot of water on hand. So, but the project I've got for this week, we'll see how much we get done. But these trees are coming down. This nastiness, I'm gonna try and bring that down. This guy over here. And we'll see about some of these other ones in the back. I've got a number of piles. If the weather cooperates this week, I'm going to try and bring all these things into one pile over here and light them up. The problem is it's been so windy. We actually had a neighbor up the road who lit a fire to burn all this dry stuff, and he ended up it got out of control. It actually jumped the road, and he actually burned down a good chunk of his fence and some of the neighbor's property before it got smothered out. But we've got all these T-posts over here. I'm going to try and get them in. We're going to try and lay out and start getting our fence up for the garden. We're going to use what we can wood-wise, but just this, the branch stuff, going to get it taken away. We're actually going to, these are going to become posts for something. We're thinking about making a front porch for the trailer, and I'm thinking about using these as posts for that. Nissa wants to keep this guy because it's a super hard wood. And so we're going to cut this, clean it up, get all these nasty demon things off of it. And then we'll let it actually start drying out. But I'm also going to try and get rid of that, get rid of these. Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a kind of an overview of what I was able to accomplish in the last couple days with my spring break. So that first grove of trees I showed, this is what it looks like now. I just kind of think it's funny. It's really weird how you'll get like this honey locust and it's surrounded by cedars. I don't know if the honey locust is just giving the cedars something, but then here's the other grove I was able to kind of clear out and work on. Once again, you got a honey locust surrounded by cedars, and you got one cedar, another honey locust right there. So unfortunately, those were the only ones I was able to do. There was a couple others I really wanted to work at. We had a couple things that just popped up this week. I had a neighbor had a deck torn out, and we came and got a bunch of that wood, bunch of 4x4s, and a bunch of 2x12s and 2x6s. So we were able to get a bunch of wood for that, and I'll come show you what I actually did with it. Wasn't able to put up the T-posts around the garden this week, but we were able to get some more. We put down some more weed fabric, so we extended it about another 9 feet, and then I was able to use some of that wood from the deck, and I built a stand to put the IBC tote on it. That way it gets it up higher and we can hook up a hose to it, and Nissa can be able to water plants with the hose. We also did another video. We ended up hauling out a bunch of tires out from down back in here behind those trees. There's 22 of these guys, and they were all buried, and we found out in one of them there was actually a pack rat living in there, and that rat wasn't too happy with us. So didn't get as much done as we wanted, but that's just how things go.